The DEA is responsible for combating drug crimes and enforcing laws that protect United States citizens and territories from unlawful actions arising from the sale and distribution of illegal drugs. In recent years, the DEA has faced harsh criticism for its failure to secure U.S. borders and stop illegal drugs from pouring into the streets and neighborhoods of this country. The DEA has recently become the subject of severe public and media scrutiny, thanks to the efforts of 60 Minutes and The Washington Post combined efforts. Their joint collaboration led to a shocking discovery of government corruption and the DEA's inability to stop illegal drug abuse by numerous members of Big Pharma and special interest lobbying groups. Lobbying groups are very common in Washington, D.C., however, it is not common to see a special interest group infiltrate and run a government agency, like the DEA. This is what 60 Minutes investigation boiled down to in the long run. The DEA was closing in on Big Pharma for their participation and corruption in the pill mill epidemic, and they wanted to see some of these executives placed in jail, where some of them belong. Many believe that Big Pharma is the drug seller and they influenced the FDA to allow prescription painkillers to force their way into the homes of millions of Americans with the pretense that people have a right to be treated for pain and anxiety disorders. The fear of Big Pharma members getting thrown in jail and placed under the microscope of the DEA was overwhelming. Aggressive actions requires aggressive approaches, so Big Pharma came up with a brilliant plan to pay off Congress and the top DEA representatives, in order to pass legislation to make it impossible to arrest these big drug dealers. There is an old saying, money and power prevails corruption and control, and this is what 60 Minutes discovered right away. Many of the DEA's top lawyers and agents were given the red light and chilled from going after Big Pharma for the prescription epidemic. Then Big Pharma sought to disarm the DEA by influencing David Barber to write legislation, the Moreno Bill, that would weaken the DEA's authority to arrest any of the drug dealers from Big Pharma's line of big crooks. The Moreno Bill had a chilling effect on doctors, as Big Pharma directed David Barber and congressional members to target thousands of doctors who specialized in pain management. Some of these doctors had multiple certifications in pain management. The DEA and Congress has created a narrative designed to make doctors responsible for treating patients with legal pain symptoms, based on the overwhelming influence of Big Pharma and their shadow footprints tracking the DEA. There are literally millions of patients trying to figure out what is going on, and thousands of doctors are being thrown into federal cells and called drug dealers. Despite the #1 cause of overdose deaths in this country is not by the hands of doctors, it's caused by illegal drugs shipped in this country by China, Mexico, and other countries. This is a well-established fact, however, this is not what the people of this country is being told, and the mainstream media is partially to blame. David Barber has become a U.S. statistic of Big Pharma's overreach into U.S. government, where these corrupt officials use their bloody money and influence to break laws that are designed to protect the people. David Barber has dishonored his duty to protect U.S. laws by allowing Big Pharma to purchase his influence and infiltrate the DEA. For this reason, the Washington State Bar has been requested to disbar David Barber and never allow him to practice law again in this country. The Moreno Bill passed through the Senate and Congress without a single objection or concern. The evidence showed that Big Pharma spent over $102.5 million to get the legislation signed by former President Barack Obama into law. David Barber was instrumental in this hideous transition of power, where Big Pharma was controlling the DEA's top lawyers and they controlled the DEA activities by virtue of controlling the top officials and employees. The people of this country should be outraged and demand that Congress repeal this illegal law that was designed to allow criminal misconduct to go unchecked and attack and prosecute innocent, compassionate doctors and medical professionals who have studied, some for up to 18 years, to do no harm and help their patients. CVS Health is a joke. They got billions of dollars, but they don't have love and respect for the people they serve. Billy Earley is a physician assistant and he is a healthcare advocate for the National Advisory Board for Black Doctors Matters. For the National Advisory Board of the American Pain Institute. for the World Sickle Cell Federation and humane treatment of chronic sickle cell patients, and you can hear and read Billy's latest editorials and writings at www.doctorsofcourage.org. Please support our cause by donating to the American Pain Institute, to help sponsor our march and congressional briefing in Washington, D.C. on April 25, 2018. You can help us make a change by signing our petition at change.org to enact a medical board civilian police review committee to help stop doctors and nurses from being falsely prosecuted and unlawfully attacked by special interests groups like CVS Pharmacy and their partners at the drug enforcement agencies. You can find the links how to donate and sign the petition in the description box below. Thank you.